So now with some pretty troubling news from the airline industry. Here's Alice.
That's right,
look ahead at
Comla.
the business. Hello, Alice. How are you?
That's right. Good to see you, Comla. That's right. We begin by talking about the Spanish airline Iberia, because workers there at the loss-making Spanish carrier will begin a 5-day strike at midnight on Monday, grounding over 1,000 flights. Well, staff, including baggage handlers, pilots and air stewards, are planning to hold 3 5-day protests in February and March over management plans to cut almost 4,000 jobs and reduce salaries. Iberia's cancelled some 415 flights this week, but over 1,000 operated by various airlines will be grounded due to the lack of handling services at Spanish airports. Experts warn the action could cost Iberia and the Spanish economy millions of euros. Now, a decline in consumer spending in Europe has hit Danish beer maker Carlsberg. The world's 4th largest brewer posted a rise in profits in the 4th quarter, but it had said growth had stalled in its key markets of Russia and Eastern Europe. Carlsberg now says it's focusing on Asia to explore future expansion opportunities. Now, like much of the world, Britain's high street has really suffered some prominent casualties recently, with Jessops, of course, Republic and HMV all calling in the administrators. But now the supermarket chain Morrison's is hoping to find some success. It's bought 49 shops from the failed games and film rental chain Blockbuster, which it's going to transform into convenience stores. The new franchise will be focused in London and the South East and is expected to create some 1,000 new jobs. Gordon Mowat, the managing director of Morrison's Convenience, explained what was behind the supermarket chain's move.
Firstly, we should look at the convenience sector. In the convenience sector, so 20 pence in every pound that's spent on food grocery in the UK is spent in convenience stores. And when we've talked to customers, they tell us that those convenience stores don't give them great fresh products, don't give them great prices, and they also complain about the service. And so we felt we could bring Morrison's into a convenience store, offering those, so great products, great fresh products, at great prices, and therefore the acquisition of these 49 stores gives us the opportunity to go onto those high streets and bring a bit of bustle back to those high streets.
Now, the Japanese yen continued its slide against the US dollar today, and shares in Tokyo rose following a lack of restraint towards the Japanese authorities by global finance ministers. Well, it was thought that G20 leaders and central bankers meeting over the weekend in Moscow would call for governments to stop taking action to weaken their currencies. But the final communique from the meeting avoided singling out Japan for criticism over the recent yen weakness. OK, let's have a quick look to see how European markets are faring today. And as we can see, a mixed picture across the board. In FTSE, the FTSE here in London actually being led lower by weak mining stocks. And all of this being affected by very quiet news coming out of America, because the main equities there closed for President's Day. OK, that's all from me. I'll be back in the next hour with a bit more.
All right, we'll see you then, Alice. Thanks very much.